Alright, let's talk about light reactions. So, light reactions is one of the stages of photosynthesis, and as it says in the name, light reaction, and it involves light as its main source of energy. So, it is the photo part of photosynthesis. And then, the reaction itself can be split into different, four major parts, which is the splitting of H2O, releasing oxygen, reducing NAD plus to NADPH, and generating ATP from ADP. So those are the four major things that happen in light reactions. And light reactions happen in the thylakoid of the plant cell. Okay, so I don't have a whiteboard for today, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to try to explain this my best with just pictures. So before we get started with light reaction, I'm gonna explain to you guys what a photosystem is. And a photosystem is basically a reaction center complex that is surrounded by light harvesting complexes which absorbs light. And in the light reaction there will be two photosystems, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. And then the first one that it goes through is photosystem 2, not 1. That's important to remember. And so the number in the name doesn't imply the order of which it goes through first. It just implies which one was discovered first, which kind of makes it confusing, but yeah. So the number in the name doesn't have anything to do with which one goes first. Photosystem 2 is the one that it goes through first. And yeah, let me show you a picture of what a photosystem looks like. So there it is, there's a photosystem. As you can see, there's a light harvesting complexes surrounding it, and they consist of various pigment molecules bounded to proteins. And then in the center, there's the reaction center complex, which is this whole thing, and it contains the primary electron acceptor and chlorophyll A molecules, a special pair of chlorophyll A molecules. And as you can see, throughout the photosystem, there are pigment molecules which will later help with the transfer of energy. And yeah, that's it. Oh, one more thing. So this one specifically is photosystem 2. And then for photosystem 2, the reaction center complex is called P680. And that is because it absorbs wavelengths of 680 nanometers. And in photosystem 1, the reaction center complex is called P700 because it absorbs wavelengths of 700 nanometers. So yeah, now we know what a photosystem is. We can move on to the light reaction process. Yeah. So in the light reaction, there's something called the linear electron flow, which is basically it's the primary pathway of the reaction, and it involves both photosystems, and it produces ATP and NADPH using light energy. So yeah, that's what the linear electron flow, and I'm gonna go over it right now. So I'll show you guys a picture. There it is. Alright. So over here we have photosystem 2 and then photosystem 1. So the linear electron flow can be explained in 8 steps. And I'm gonna explain each step in detail. So the first step is a photon or light will hit the light harvesting complex, and then it will go onto the pigment molecules. And it's photosystem 2 first, basically. It hits photosystem 2 first. And the energy will be transferred from each molecule to another molecule, and then it goes to P680, and then it excites it, which causes the electron to go onto the primary electron acceptor. So that's step 1 and step 2. And when the electron is excited, P680 will become P680 plus, so it's reduced. Yeah. Wait. Is it reduced? Yeah, so it becomes P680 plus because it just lost an electron. Or is it oxidized? I don't know. Let's move on. All right. Just know that when it loses an electron, it becomes P680 plus. And oh, never mind. It is oxidized. Yeah, so it's oxidized because oxidized is losing electrons. But yeah, that's step 2, and then step 3. There's gonna be a water molecule. It's gonna be split by enzymes, and then becoming O2 and H, and the electrons. The 2 electrons will go onto P680 plus, reducing it to P680. Since it was oxidized earlier and it became P680 plus, the 2 electrons from water is going to reduce it back to P680. Alright, and then the oxygen over here will be released, and as well as the hydrogen ions, which will be released into the thylakoid space. So that's step 3. And then step 4, the electron, which was in the primary electron acceptor, will go onto the electron transport chain, which consists of PQ, cytochrome complex, and PC. And I don't remember off the top of my head what PQ and PC is, but you can find out pretty easily. And as it goes down the transport chain, energy release drives the creation of a proton gradient across the thylakoid membrane, just like I explained in oxidative phosphorylation. And yeah, that's step 4. And then step 5, potential energy that is stored in the proton gradient will drive the production of ATP through chemiosmosis, which I also explained in oxidative phosphorylation. And that's step 5. And then step 6. In photosystem 1, a photon will hit the photosystem on its light harvesting complex, and then the energy will be transferred from pigment molecule to another as well and go to P700, which excites the electron, causing it to go into the acceptor, and then this becomes P700 plus. And then it's going to be reduced back by the electron that was going through the chain. The electron will go to P700 and reducing it back from P700 plus to P700. So that's step 6. Then step 7. The electron that was excited earlier will go on to another electron transport chain, which consists of ferredoxin right here. And then the final step, NAD plus reductase, it will catalyze the transfer of electron to NAD plus, forming NADPH with a hydrogen ion. And yeah, so the NADPH produced here, as well as the ATP, will then later be used for the Calvin cycle. And yeah, that's it. That's the linear electron flow. I hope I explained that pretty well. If you didn't quite get it, you can just replay the video, I guess. And let's see, yeah, that's it. That's the light reaction. We can now move on to the Calvin cycle. I hope that helped.